Hi guys, it's Morgan, and today I'm going to be talking about Episode 1 of Season 2 of Riverdale, Chapter 14, A Kiss Before Dying. Now if you haven't seen the episode, this video will contain spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, stop watching the video now, go watch the episode, and then come back. Or if you don't care about being spoiled, keep watching. So here's my review of Episode 1 of Season 2 of Riverdale, Chapter 14, A Kiss Before Dying. The episode starts with Archie bringing Fred to the hospital after he was shot in the Season 1 finale. While he's being taken care of, Fred has a dream about Archie's high school graduation and that he didn't survive to see it. Betty tells Alice about how the serpents showed up at FP's trailer while she was with Jughead, and then she gets a phone call from Archie, and she calls Veronica and Jughead, and they meet Archie at the hospital along with Alice, Hal, and Hermione. Archie tells Betty, Veronica, and Jughead about what happened, and then he calls his mother Mary to tell her what happened, and he also tells her to get there as soon as she can. I really liked how Alice seemed to really care about what happened to Fred, especially since she's never been Archie's biggest fan. What annoyed me was when she told Jughead that she's wondering if the serpents had anything to do with the shooting. Sheriff Keller goes to the hospital to talk to Archie about the shooter, and it seems like Archie isn't telling him something. Veronica tells Betty that she doesn't want to let Archie down because of what happened with Fred, and that the old Veronica would have ran off by now. Archie tells Jughead that he's wondering if the serpents did have something to do with the shooting, since they were fired from Fred's construction crew, and Jughead says that he'll look into it. Archie is told that Fred isn't breathing on his own, and Betty and Veronica tell him that he should go home and get changed, and Veronica will go with him. Fred has another dream about how it doesn't feel right to leave, and then Archie tells him that relatives that are dead are waiting for him. I understood why Archie wanted to stay, but at the same time I agreed with Betty and Veronica when they told him he should go home and change. And I also like that even though she's never been in a situation like this, Veronica isn't leaving Archie alone. Archie and Veronica go to Archie's house, and they take Archie's dog Vegas for a walk. And Archie tells Veronica that Fred loves Vegas, which causes Veronica to cry. Jughead talks to two members of the Serpents to see if they know anything about who shot Fred, and they tell him they will look into it. Archie and Veronica take a shower together, and considering Fred's in the hospital, the timing of that doesn't sound very great, but it was still a sweet moment. Betty tells Kevin that Jughead told her that he loves her, and she told Jughead that she loves him, and she also tells Kevin that Jughead might become a serpent. Then they see Cheryl at the hospital, and she tells them that a fire started at her house and Penelope got burned, saving her. Now, since we know that Cheryl started the fire in the Season 1 finale, it's pretty clear that she doesn't want anyone to know what actually happened. Veronica takes Fred's belongings out of the bag that the people at the hospital gave them, and Archie and Veronica realize that Fred's wallet is gone. Archie then tells Veronica to leave, and at first, it looks like she's going to. But then she tells him that she's not leaving, and that Archie shouldn't be alone, which proves how much Veronica cares about Archie. Sheriff Keller calls Archie in for a police lineup so he can identify the shooter, but he's not there. Veronica tells Betty and Jughead about Fred's missing wallet, and Jughead tells them that it's possible the shooting was a hit. I thought it was really cute when Betty and Jughead were on the motorcycle together. Veronica tells Hermione that she thinks Hermione was involved in Fred getting shot. And Hermione tells Veronica that she won't tolerate Veronica's disrespect anymore, and that she should get back in line with the family, and that she should slap her, but she's not a violent person. Reggie and the Pussycats are at the hospital comforting Archie when Archie is told that he can go see Fred, but he hasn't woken up yet. And Fred has another dream about him dying. Betty and Jughead go to Pop's to see if they can find Fred's wallet, and Pop tells them that the shooter didn't take any money, and that his goals seem to be darker than any other thief. Betty tells Jughead that the serpent jacket fit him like a glove, and Jughead tells Betty that he's not a serpent, but wants to feel close to FP. And he also tells Betty that he's not going to live with his foster family. They're going to cover for him while he stays at FP's trailer. And Betty says she doesn't want to see Jughead get hurt. Since I love Betty and Jughead together, I'm really worried that the serpents are going to affect their relationship in some way. They probably will. Cheryl tells Penelope that she's been telling everyone that the reason Penelope got burned is because she ran back into the house to save Cheryl from the fire, and not a family portrait, which was what Penelope actually ran back in the house to save. And Cheryl tells Penelope that if she tells anyone the truth, Cheryl will tell everyone what really happened to Clifford in the barn. Archie tells Betty, Veronica, and Jughead that after the shooter shot Fred, Archie was paralyzed and couldn't move, and that the shooter pointed the gun at Archie's head and he closed his eyes and didn't open them again until the shooter was gone. So it's possible that the shooter could have taken Fred's wallet while Archie's eyes were closed. Cheryl tells Archie that Fred will be fine and that she gave him the kiss of life that Archie gave her when he saved her from the ice. Fred has another dream about Archie and Veronica's wedding, and the shooter shows up, and Fred jumps in front of Archie and then wakes up. I'm really curious to find out what actually happened to Clifford. It sounds like he might not have actually killed himself. Also, I have a question. Does Nana Rose live with the Blossoms? Because if so, did she die in the fire? Because in the season 1 finale, when we see the house burning, we see Cheryl and Penelope outside, but we don't see Nana Rose. And there's no mention of her in this episode. So either she lives with them and died and they just don't care, or she doesn't live with them. I hope we find out soon whether or not Nana Rose is okay. Archie tells Fred that he's sorry he didn't do more at Pop's and that he will protect him. But Fred tells Archie that he came back to protect him. Betty tells Jughead that she supports him with anything he has to do. And then Jughead goes back to FP's trailer and sees the two members of the Serpents questioning someone about the shooting. And they tell him that even without the jacket, Jughead is a serpent. Veronica goes home to see Hermione and Hiram, and she tells them that Fred is awake. And based on their expressions, it seems like they're not too happy about that. Mary is at the house with Archie, and after she goes upstairs, it's revealed that Archie is guarding the house with a bat. Then we cut to Miss Grundy giving someone a piano lesson, and she also kisses him, which at this point is not a big surprise. And after he leaves, Miss Grundy is alone in her house when the person that shot Fred shows up and kills her. When I first saw Miss Grundy again, I was wondering if she had anything to do with Fred being shot, but that's clearly not the case. Also, when I saw her again, I thought, I knew she'd be back. And then I thought, well, that didn't take long. Since this is the first episode of the season, there's not really a lot of suspects yet. And the only suspect I really have is Hiram and maybe Hermione, but that could be too obvious. And right now, all we really know about the shooter is that they seem to be going after people that's connected to Archie. They shot Archie's dad, Fred, and they killed Miss Grundy, and she had a relationship with Archie. Thanks for watching, guys. If you saw the episode, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And if you have any suspects, let me know who they are in the comments too. And if you want to see any of my future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.